Hello everyone, so today we have a very exciting video. I am doing a 24-hour reading challenge. Now I am filming this the day after I finished the challenge because I didn't actually finish reading until very late last night, but you'll see that in the video. This was a very fun video to film, so I'm gonna stop rambling now and let you watch it, and you'll see me again at the end of the video. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into the video. Good morning everyone. So as you guys would have heard in the intro, we are doing a 24-hour reading challenge and I'm super excited for it. Now I'm not going to be able to show you my timer because I'm currently filming this on my phone because I have a therapy appointment today at 8 o'clock. So I've just driven like half an hour away from home. And I have been listening to an audiobook. So I am going to include that in my reading time, like at the end of this. So like we know exactly how many pages I read, not just like how many books I read. Because I do also have another book that I'm buddy reading with book bestie Captain Ventress on YouTube. But I have a therapy appointment, and when I drive home, so that it's currently 7:30 and my appointment's at 8. So when I drive home, I'm going to be listening to my audiobook, and it's going to be 9 o'clock. So the traffic will be kind of bad, so I'll get like half an hour to 40 minutes. I will start the timer in the car and I will show you guys when I get home that it's on and it has been going, but I haven't started it yet this morning, but I will when I leave therapy to drive home. And I have books picked out already. I think I picked 4 books. Do I think I'm going to get through 4 books in the 24 hours? No. And also I'm actually going to be doing it as in like reading for 24 hours, not like how many books can I read in a 24-hour period. Like I'm going to give myself 24 hours to read. So if I need to do something, I'm going to pause the timer. If I cannot read or listen to an audiobook while I'm doing something, then I'm going to actually pause the timer. Same with like whatever time I go to sleep tonight, because I cannot function with no sleep. Whatever time I go to sleep tonight, also like I will be pausing the timer. Although to be fair, I think we'll probably be reading till like 2 a.m. because my kid hasn't been getting up until like 7:30. So that'll work. But I do have like a dance class tonight. So that's an example of something that I will pause the timer for, and like cooking dinner and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I have half an hour until my appointment. And yes, I'm just going to sit here. I'm currently listening to Caught Up. So I might actually start the timer now. I'm listening to Caught Up. So when I get home and I've got my camera, I will show you the timer. But yeah, I'm going to start the timer now and keep listening to Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. I'm up to chapter 21. I think I've listened to like 3 chapters in the car this morning. I'm going to go listen to this for another half an hour, and I will talk to you guys after therapy or after I get home. One or the other. Okay everyone, so therapy is done. I'm going to restart the timer again. Like I said, I can't show you the timer because I don't have my other camera, but I'm going to restart the timer and drive home. It'll probably take me about half an hour to get home, so it'll be another half an hour off the timer, maybe like 20 minutes, just depends on traffic. But therapy is done. It was really good. I kind of needed some help with managing ADHD, which I don't have like an official diagnosis from, but even just talking with my therapist, and she's like, yeah, you have a lot of the markers for it. I was like, I'm well aware. That's why I wanted to see her, was to just get some guidance on how to manage, like study for uni and all that. So I am going to drive home, continue listening to Caught Up by Liz Tomforde, and I will check in with you guys when I get home. I will probably have to pause it again briefly when I get home just to do like a couple of little things, but we are going to pick up a book and read when we get home. I'm very excited. Okay, so I'm still waiting for my camera to charge. Now you guys are gonna laugh at me when you see this. I have like pre-organized some videos that I want to film over the next couple of weeks because I have time off from uni. So I'll just flip my camera around and show you what it looks like. It's so funny. So I have the books I've picked out for my 24-hour reading challenge, and the like finishing series I'm in the middle of. So I just have like a list with a sticky note of like things that I want to try and do. But these are the books that I've got for my 24-hour reading challenge. So I just picked out ones that I thought like I would be able to get through. So we have One by One by Frieda McFadden, Grumpy Darling by Alexandra Moody. We have Shatter by Tahereh, Mafi, and Gravity by Cate. I think I'm going to start with One by One. I think my timer says that I will finish this at like 9:30. Now, I'm not going to be reading all the way through for 24 hours straight, just because like I have responsibilities. But I wanted to start with this one because it's kind of small and I should be able to finish it in a few hours. And I really loved The Inmate by Frieda McFadden, so I really want to read more of her books. So I figured this was a good one to start with. Now, I'm still waiting for my camera to charge so I can show you guys the timer, but I do have the timer going. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to put my little whimsical magical forest thing on, and I'm just going to sit here and read and hopefully finish this book before I have to pick up my child at like 4:30. So that's my plan, and honestly I think I should be able to finish it. So this is where I'm going to be parking myself and reading for a little bit, and then hopefully my camera should be charged within like an hour so that I can, you know, check in and show you guys what the time is and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna go to YouTube and put my little thingy on and read this book. Says I've got 20 hours left, so I've been reading for about 2 hours, I think, maybe an hour, I can't remember, maybe 2 hours. I feel like that doesn't feel right. Maybe like an hour and a half doesn't quite feel right for 2 hours, but anyway, I'm up to page 91. We're that far in the book, but I'm cold, so I'm gonna go have a bath and keep reading in the bath, but I should be able to finish this before picking up my child and maybe start my next book, which I don't know what I'm going to start, but I am going to get in the bath and read while I can. Just enjoy a nice warm bath and keep reading. This book is very interesting. It's a bit slow, like nothing has really happened yet, and we're almost 100 pages in. The worst thing is one of them has eaten some poison berries. It's like the worst thing that's happened so far. But I am kind of like getting the feel of like unreliable narrator vibes. Like I'm kind of getting that vibe right now. So yeah, I'm gonna run this bath and keep reading because I am enjoying it, and it is a very easy read. That's something that I love about Frieda McFadden's books, is they're always an easy read. I think I gave The Inmate like maybe a 3 or 4 star, maybe like a 3.5 star. But this one's better. I like this one more than The Inmate so far. It's very just like, you don't really know what happens. And also like not what I was expecting. Like you read the synopsis or the reviews that like I've seen on it. It's not what I expected. Like where we're at, it's not where I thought we would be. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I think it's like a 250 page book, and yeah, I'm like 100 pages in. So I should be able to finish it before 4:30 because it's almost 1 o'clock. So that's good. But I'm gonna run this bath and then keep reading. So I've just gotten out of the bath and I finished one by one, but I figured I'd quickly show you guys that I've paused the timer because I am about to, like I had to get out of the bath and stuff, and I'm going to start dinner, but I'm going to keep listening to Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. I'm like over halfway through that book now. This morning, I think I started on chapter 17 and I'm up to like chapter 25 or 26 or something. So I've got 18 hours and 15 minutes left on the timer. It says that I'll finish this at like 10 o'clock tomorrow. That's if I continue to read all night. I also don't think I'm going to dance tonight, so I'll get more reading done. But one by one, finish this. So I read this in, 4 hours, which is pretty good. I am super tired, so I was actually really struggling to read this. Like I wanted to just go and have a nap, but I didn't, obviously. That's why I went and jumped in the bath. So I think that's part of the reason why I struggled to kind of read this. Thoughts on this? I don't know what I'm going to rate it yet, but it was okay. I was not expecting the plot twist. However, this is the second Frieda McFadden book that has, I don't want to say it without spoiling it, but it has a similar feel to it as The Inmate. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because like she sets it up and you think it's one person, then it twists. And I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that, but it was pretty good. Like I did enjoy it. Like I enjoyed reading it, and it was a very easy read. Like I said, I've read this in 4 hours. So that's pretty good. This definitely has like unreliable narrator vibes because of, you do have 2 POVs in this, but you don't know who the second POV is, or the first POV, because I think it starts on the anonymous. Yeah, so the prologue starts on the anonymous, so you don't know who the like first POV is, and then you're following Claire. And essentially Claire, her husband, her best friend, her best friend's boyfriend, and her husband's best friend and his wife all take a trip to go away together. And as they're heading to the inn, her car breaks down and they get lost in the woods, and one by one they all start disappearing. So that's all I'm going to tell you about this, because I feel like if I tell you anything else I'm going to spoil it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, because it's 3:30, it's 3:40. So I'm going to go put dinner on, because I'm going to cook a stroganoff, and I like to slow cook it in my slow cooker. And I put it on high for like 3-4 hours, and it's chef's kiss. And my family really loves beef stroganoff, especially my child. I just have to like get rid of the onion and the mushroom, but he'll eat the rest. And like everyone else in the house absolutely loves it. And I'm supposed to have dance tonight, but I haven't heard from my best friend and whether or not she can babysit for me, which is totally fine. If she can't, that's totally fine. I'll just cancel, because child comes first always. But yeah, I need to pick him up in like an hour or so. So we do have time to start another book, but like I said, I want to get dinner on. So I'm going to listen to Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. Each of the narrators have said it differently for the start of their books, the start of her books. So I really, 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 really enjoy Caught Up. I have been cackling. I have definitely made like quite a few clips of it. No, not clips, but how do I explain it? Like, you know how you can essentially like annotating in audiobook format. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going with that. Like I said, we've got 18 hours and 15 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, which is still really good. Like, considering how much of Caught Up I listened to this morning for like, I want to say like 2 hours. Actually, probably more than 2 hours. Maybe like 2.5 hours I listened to that this morning. Okay, well, no, it'd be 2 hours on the timer. About 2 hours on the timer that I listened to that this morning. I'm going to go start dinner. Maybe I might take you guys along with me. I do need to clean my kitchen, but I'm not going to worry about like wiping down my stove until afterwards. So I'll probably give that a good clean after dinner. But I'm going to throw my earphones in and we're going to listen to Caught Up. And then I'm going to start another book and see if I can finish another book tonight before I fall asleep. Because there's no way I'm pulling an all-nighter, guys. Like, I have my kid tomorrow. So that's not happening. But yeah, let's go start dinner. I think I'm going to give myself like a quick break before I start dinner. I will come back to you guys. Sorry if you can see my feet in the background. I will come back to you guys when I start dinner. You guys can help me start dinner. So dinner is on. You guys saw me put all that together. Now that's going to cook for like probably 3 to 4 hours. So like it should be ready by like 8 o'clock, which is totally fine because my kid doesn't go to bed till like 8:39. I'm going to go pick another book. Not that I'm going to be able to read too much because I've got to go pick up the child. So I'm going to sit down for maybe like 20 minutes, half an hour, if that, because I don't even know what the time is. Still listening to Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock, so I'm probably going to only have like 10-15 minutes to sit down. But let's go pick another book. And while I drive, I will be listening to Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. But let's pick the next book. I don't actually know which book I want to go for. So our options are, these are not our options, so I'm just going to let them lay down like that, and that can go on top. Okay, so our options are Grumpy Darling by Alexandra Moody, Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi, and Gravity by Sara Cate. I'm kind of leaning for Shatter Me. I'm kind of leaning towards Shatter Me, or should I do one of the romances? Let's actually go, you know what, I'm gonna go Gravity by Sara Cate. I think I should be able to finish pretty much all of this tonight. It's 330 pages. So I should be able to finish this tonight. So we're going to go with Gravity. I'm going to start this now. I don't know how much I'll get done in like the next 20 minutes, but I should be able to read a fair amount tonight. Just getting my bookmark. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'll get done right now, but I should be able to pretty much finish the book tonight. I'm going to go outside and get some fresh air. Dinner's on, and then I'm going to go pick up my child. So I'll check back in soon. So I'm filming from my phone because I'm outside. I left my camera inside. I'm a little concerned. Just realized that this is a love triangle, and I'm discovered that I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles. So we'll see if I actually get through this, because I don't like love triangles. So we'll see if we get through this. This might be a DNF. Okay, so I have started Gravity. I'm only like 8 pages in, and I did say in my last clip, like, I'm not sure how I feel about it. You're going to be able to hear the TV in the background for the next few check-ins because the child is home. I've just picked him up from daycare. I have the timer paused at the moment because obviously I just had to pick him up from daycare. So I'm going to sit on the couch with my child and read while he watches Trolls. And yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the night until dinner is ready pretty much. It is currently like 8:20, it's 8:15, and we still have 15 hours and 28 minutes left on the timer. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, like before I fall asleep tonight, I can get this under 12 hours. I would be really happy if I could get it for like 10 hours, but I'm not hopeful. This says that if I was to read all the way through, that I'll be finishing this at 11:44 in the morning, and that's just not happening. So yeah, I'm still reading Gravity. I don't know how I feel about this book right now. I don't know. You can tell that it's definitely now starting to be set up as a love triangle, and I'm just not a fan of love triangles. I think the only thing that's getting me through this is the fact that it's like his dad. So she's into like the dad and the son. That's probably the only thing. But I've just put on mashed potatoes to have with the stroganoff that I've cooked, which is ready to go pretty much. I just have to add sour cream to it. So yum. I love this. Yeah, it's so yum, this version of it. But yeah, Gravity by Sara Cate. I'm almost 100 pages in, as you can see. So I mean, like, look, it has taken me a while. However, it does take me a lot longer to read books when my child is home and like the TV's on and he's asking me for things and I have to get up and do a lot of stuff. So I've had to like pause the timer quite a bit, but that's fine. I'm going to have that problem as well tomorrow, but that's also fine. I'll still be able to get some reading done. I should be able to read Grumpy Darling on my Kindle, so I think I'll do that tomorrow. That'll be what I read first tomorrow, and then I'll probably start Shatter Me if I get Grumpy Darling done. But I'm still pretty happy with, like, I've read basically 2 full books because I've got, like, I'm over halfway through and caught up. I'm like a third of the way through of this. I've finished one by one. So like I'm pretty happy with like how I'm progressing at the moment. So this is the first time that I've done this challenge too. So it'll be very interesting to see how I fare with it. But yeah, this book so far is not the greatest. I'm not loving it as much as I loved Praise by Sara Cate. I really loved that book. And this is definitely not my favorite. However, there is stuff in this book that I definitely, one of my things that I love about Sara Cate is she talks about very taboo topics. Like she talks a lot about like the BDSM community and stuff, which I love. Yeah, I suppose that's probably what's keeping me going with this. But I'm going to keep reading for the time being. When I sit down to eat dinner with the child, I will probably put my earphones in and keep listening to Caught Up, just so I'm not like wasting time on this timer. Like I don't want to keep pausing it because I really don't think I'll last until midnight. When I do jump into bed to read tonight, that'll probably be my last check-in, but I'll probably keep reading for a little bit in bed. My last check-in will probably be at like 10 o'clock. So in like an hour and 40 minutes, that'll be my last check-in. Hopefully this book will be done by then. I might be able to, maybe not, we'll see. But I probably will read until about midnight, and then like I'll call it a night from then. Because having a kid, I just can't do late nights anymore. Luckily, he does sleep until like 7:30, so I can kind of do like 12, 1 a.m. Although I have been up since 6 this morning because I had therapy early this morning. So yeah, anyway, that's the update for now. We've got 15 hours and 24 minutes left of this timer, which is still crazy. Like I've been reading for almost 10 hours already, which is crazy. But I'm enjoying doing this challenge. It's fun to see like how fast I read and like what books. Like I'm still surprised that I finished one by one that quickly. So yeah. I will check back in probably around 10 o'clock when I jump into bed, but I won't be sleeping. So another very quick check-in. I've been listening to Caught Up. It was Tomforde, just ate dinner. I'm trying to decide whether I finish reading Caught Up or if I finish reading Gravity. I think what I might do is sit down and read Gravity, see if I can get through that and then finish Caught Up, because then that means I've read 3 books today and I'd be really happy with that, and I might be able to do 2 more tomorrow, which would be insane to me. I'm about to make a hot Milo. That's what this is for, and that's why you can hear the kettle, and just read pretty much until I go to bed, which is going to be around midnight, because if I can read till midnight, that will give me, if I can finish both of these books before I go to bed, which I either want to go to bed with 12 hours left or 10 hours left, it means I just don't have to read for as long tomorrow. So, because I'm not doing this over 3 days, it's got to be done over 2 days. But we're reading for a full 24 hours. So I'm going to sit down and read Gravity now. Well, once I finish making my cuppa, I'm going to sit down and read Gravity. And yeah, I don't hate Gravity. The more I'm reading it, the more I'm enjoying it, but I just don't know yet. So I'll either check in with you guys at like 10ish, or I will check in tomorrow. You might get a little phone check-in. Maybe, we'll see. Run away. So as you just saw, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I just got woken up very abruptly by my child. I have made myself coffee, although it's decaf, because we have suspicions that I have POTS. So I got diagnosed with a ectopic heartbeat. So essentially my heart like skips a beat and then beats really fast to catch up with itself. But they couldn't diagnose me with POTS because I didn't have enough of those episodes in 24 hours, but I have like all of the symptoms of it. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this morning. I have a feeling this should probably like only take me an hour to read. I had to fall asleep last night. I was falling asleep reading the book, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am so tired. So I'm going to have my decaf coffee and finish this book. This will probably take me about an hour to read, and then I'm probably going to read Caught Up and finish that, because that'll probably only take me an hour, and then I will start either Grumpy Darling or Shatter Me, I think. So this has been fun so far though, I will admit. I have just finished Gravity and we have 9 hours and 33 minutes left, so I definitely think I can finish Caught Up and another book at least before the timer goes. It's currently 9:30 in the morning. So that took me a little while to read, I think just because I'm so tired and my child's running around, but he does go to his dad's this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So I should have some peace and quiet for about 3 hours to like smash out another book. So I think I've been listening to Caught Up and I'm like, do I want to keep listening to it, or do I want to just go pick up the book and just read the last little bit that I've got for it? So I think I might do that. And then yeah, I don't know if I want to read Grumpy Darling or Shatter Me. I think I might read Shatter Me because it's different. I don't even know if I'm in frame here, so sorry about that. But I have just finished Caught Up, so the third book out of this 24-hour reading challenge is complete, and oh my god, this book was so sweet towards the end. Like the last 100 pages I was tearing up so much. Also, that's something that I didn't give you guys this morning either. I'll give you a quick review on the 2 books that I read this morning, but let me tell you how long. I have paused the timer because I just had to get my child down for a nap, but we've got 7 hours or 28 minutes left. This says if I was to keep going like non-stop, I'll have from I won't finish until 7:41 tonight. So I might end up doing like a little bit of a wrap up tomorrow morning. We shall see. Let's give you guys a quick review on Gravity by Cate. Now, I'm still very much of the opinion that I don't really like love triangles. However, I feel like this love triangle was done pretty well. I enjoyed this one. She ended up with who I wanted her to end up with. It is a love triangle between this girl, her late twin sister's boyfriend's brother, and their dad, but the boyfriend and her twin sister passed away, and 2 years later their little love triangle start. I am still not the biggest fan of love triangles, however this one was done really well. I enjoyed this one, and like I said, she ended up with the one that I wanted her to end up with. And I just think that the love story between the two of them was really beautiful, and I really did enjoy it, which is saying something because I'm really not a fan of love triangles. So the fact that I did enjoy this the way that I did is very surprising to me. I am not sure what I'm going to rate it. Probably maybe a 3 to 3.5 stars, somewhere around there. But yeah, this was really good. Still pretty good. Really enjoyed that. Then we have Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. I really love this book. This book is probably my favorite in the series so far. Just the story in this and the relationship that Miller builds with Max is just absolutely stunning. And that's what really carries this book. The love story between Kai and Miller is really good too, but just the relationship that Miller and Max build is really beautiful. So in this you have Kai and Miller, and also the relationship with Monty that everyone has with Monty as well, which is Miller's dad, is also really beautiful and just absolutely stunning. So in this you're following Kai and Miller. Kai is the starting pitcher for Chicago's baseball team, and Monty is Miller's dad, who is also the head coach of said baseball team. And Miller is a high-end pastry chef, and she had just received the most prestigious award in her field, and she is experiencing a little bit of burnout, and she's got no creative juices going, and she's struggling to come up with any sort of new ideas for the kitchen, for desserts specifically. So she ends up taking the summer off because she's feeling burnt out, and she goes and spends it with her dad. And Kai, I think almost a year before this book takes place, was surprised with a baby, and the mum just leaves. So obviously, because he has such a busy schedule with baseball, he needs a nanny, but he keeps firing all of his nannies because he thinks none of them are good enough for his son. And he fires another nanny, and because Miller is taking the time off and wants to see her dad organizes for Miller to become Max's nanny. And honestly, that is everything in this story. The way that Miller and Max develop their relationship, it's so beautiful, and I really do love this series. I've only got 2 books left in this series, which I'm super excited about to just continue on with this series. And I'm in the middle of so many series that I'm just so happy to be getting through the series. So I'm really happy about that. I'm also really happy that that's another one off the TBR for this month that I have ticked off, because I only have really big books on my TBR, and I know I won't finish them in a day, not fantasy books anyway. So that's why I'm not reading any fantasy in this, because I want to get through as many books as I can. So yeah, I am going to be making a tea. Now, I think I said before that I was going to read Shatter Me over Grumpy Darling, because Grumpy Darling is a YA high school romance, and they are really, really good. But I just read a sports romance, so I think I'm gonna hold off on this one for now. And then I'm going to start, yes, I'm starting a new series, but I'm gonna start Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. I've just heard really good things about this series. I know it is a YA dystopian, and it's only 338 pages, so I should be able to get through this today. Like I said, I've got about 7.5 hours left on the timer, so realistically this should only take me 4 or 5 hours to read, and then I'll have 2 hours to start something else. But I don't think I'll be finishing 2 books today. Not unless I read something like this that's super small, which I guess we can do because this is technically on the TBR shelf, so we will see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go in with this one first. I've still got the timer paused because I'm gonna go make a cuppa and just sit down and make sure my child gets off to sleep, because the last time that I left him unattended, he is right now and he's out of bed, he put pseudo-cream in the carpet. So I'm gonna go get him off to bed, and then I will start the timer again. I'm going to be so real with you guys. I fell asleep while reading, and my timer has been going the whole time. So yeah, I'm not going to correct it though, because if I was, this video would be going on until tomorrow, and I'm just not going to do that. So we have about 4 hours left. It's currently 4 o'clock, so I have about an hour and a half until my child gets home. and we are like a third of the way through Shatter. So I do still think that we'll finish this one at least today. After I turned off the camera, the sun was beaming in here really beautifully and it was so warm, so just kind of laying there. That's why I don't have a shirt on, like a jumper on anymore. But I was just laying there in the sun enjoying the heat, and I fell asleep with my book in my hands and my glasses on. And then I woke up to my glasses off my face and my book off to the side. So yeah, I'm just gonna read and snack on some Corinthians. Should definitely be able to at least read this today. But I'm still super happy. Like I said to Book Bestie this morning that if I wasn't to read anything else and just quit now, I'd still be super happy with, sorry, this cap is annoying. I'd still be super happy with how much I've read. Like 3 books in 24 hours is still really, really good. So and like we're on the 4th, so but I'm gonna finish this now. I'll probably get like another third into it, maybe like halfway through. Yeah, either halfway through or to like a third through before my child gets home, and then I'll definitely finish it off tonight. My timer says that I'll be finishing this at almost 8 o'clock, which is totally fine. To be honest, it'll probably be a little bit later than that, but I'll probably do like a full wrap up in the morning just because I want to go to bed tonight. I'm not gonna lie, doing this has been easier and harder. It's been easier in terms of I haven't like lost the motivation to read like I thought I would, but it's definitely draining. Like consuming so many words in such a small amount of time is definitely like a lot, and it definitely has made me tired because obviously like I passed out. And like staying up so like last night reading and then just diving straight back into reading today and like not giving myself a bit of a break from it. So yeah, but I knew this week I was gonna like smash out some reading and do some videos because I'm technically on orientation week next week for uni, and the week after that I'm back to uni. So I literally only have like a week off, which is why I wanted to do this today. So I'm gonna go get my tin of Corinthians and I'm going to chill in bed for another hour and a half and read till my child gets home. I don't know. I'd have to try and figure it out, but anyway, let's keep reading. So I've just paused the timer again because I'm about to feed my child and I'll probably just end up eating with him. We have an hour and a half left, which is crazy, and that much left. So I should be able to finish all of this. I'm probably going to keep reading until this is done, regardless of when the timer goes off, just because like obviously I did fall asleep. So I feel like finishing the book tonight kind of will make up for that. But yeah, so we have an hour and 21 minutes. Like I said, it's paused at the moment just while I get dinner ready. This says I'll finish at 8:01 at the moment. Like if I was to start it now and not stop it again. But I've got to feed my kid and get him off to bed. So it will be paused now and then when I put him to bed. This book, I don't know how I feel about it at the moment. I definitely think this kind of reminds me of like Spark of the Everflame, where I feel like I'm getting all the setup for the rest of the series. So if that is the case with this book, I think depending on how this ends, I probably will still read the second one, which is Unravel Me, just because I want to see if that is the case. Like if it is the fact of this is the set up book. Super interesting. I know Shatter Me is a super like popular series and most people already know what it's about, but essentially you're following this girl and her touch kills people. And I feel like I don't want to tell you anything else except for like the world is kind of like imploding. It's a dystopian like fantasy almost. I would say it's more of a dystopian with like fantasy elements rather than like dystopian fantasy. It's got like a few like magical elements about it. Obviously like her touch can kill. So like, you know, that's got a fantastical element to it. It's very dystopian in terms of like the world's ending, they're all living differently, civilization is not how it used to be. It's very much dystopian because of those things. So yeah, I think I have maybe like 100 pages left. I'm up to page 220. So I have like 130 pages left. Not even 118 pages left. I'm up to page 220 and there's 338 pages. So I definitely think I should be able to finish this before the timer goes off, which would be great. And if I can, I'll have a little bit of time to be able to wrap you guys up tonight instead of tomorrow, which would be great. So I'm going to get my child fed and I'll check back in a little bit later. We'll do a check-in in the morning because I'm going to go to bed, but the timer has officially gone off. I've done 24 hours and I've read 4 books. Okay, so that is my 24-hour reading challenge. Let's go through quickly the books that I read, because obviously I didn't get to go through all of them with you, and just do like a quick little wrap up. So I still can't believe that I read 4 books in that time frame. That's so amazing to me, and I'm super happy with myself. I'm really glad with the books that I picked to read as well. As you guys saw, I did have Grumpy Darling, but because I was already reading Caught Up and listening to that on Audible, it just worked really well for this video. So our 4 books. So the first book we read was One by One by Frieda McFadden. I'm not going to tell you what this book's about because you've already heard it, but I did enjoy this book. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and I'm just trying to continue branching out my genres because I do feel like I read a lot of the same stuff. So it was really nice to get back into like a mystery. My rating for this, I'm thinking probably like a 3.75 star, and no spice in this. There's like one spicy scene, but it's closed door, so like it's no spice to me, or maybe like a 0.5 chili spice. But yes, yeah, so that was the first book we read. And then we read Gravity by Sara Cate. This is book 1 of the Wild Boys series. Again, I'm not going to tell you what this book's about because you guys would have heard it during the video. I don't know why I just got so congested. I'm so sorry. But this one, now that I've sat on it for a day, I think that I'm actually going to rate this like a 4.25 out of 5. Just because of the way I think about this still. Considering I've read 4 books in 24 hours and this one I come back to quite a lot, I can't rate it lower than a 4, and I think that it's more than just a plain old 4. So this one's going to be a 4.25, and I think I'm going to give it like a 3.5 chili. There is a lot of spicy scenes in this, and also just the concept of like a love triangle, age gap, where, you know, sleeping with the son and the dad. So I think I'm going to give it like a 3.5 chili spice, because also some of the spicy scenes that are in this are quite spicy. Then we read the 3rd book in the Windy City series, which is Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. Now, I started this on chapter 17. I think it was page 176. Yeah, like I didn't read the whole thing. I didn't read the full like 470 pages or whatever it is. But I'm still really happy with like reading 330 pages almost, or 310 pages almost, I think is what I read. Again, I don't need to explain this one to you because I did explain it in the video, but I really loved this book. I'm going to give this a 5 star, but only a 1.5 chili spice. I don't think this book is super spicy, but just the relationship between Max and Miller is just so beautiful. And also like the relationship Monty has with Kai and Miller and Max, it's just really beautiful. Like the family unit that gets developed in this is so beautiful, and I just really love it. So that's why it's getting a 5 star from me. And like I said, it's probably my favorite book in the series so far, and I really loved The Right Move. But this just, it was just the relationship built between Max and Miller. It was just so beautiful that I can't not say that this is my favorite in the series so far. And then we finished off by reading Shatter by Tahereh Mafi. Now, I did explain to you what this book is about. I was shocked by the ending of this, and I'm now very eager to go on and read the next book. I know that when I was talking to you guys yesterday, I said that I feel like this book is like the setup book, and that depending on how this book ends, whether or not I would go and read the second book. With the way this one ended, I definitely want to read the second book. Now, I did end up finishing this. The timer went off, and like I finished this just after the timer went off. I think I read for like another like maybe 20 minutes. But I did say to you guys that because I fell asleep yesterday with my timer running, that I would just finish this book regardless, and then that would be the end anyway, regardless of where my timer went off. So yeah, we did actually finish this all the way. I really liked this book, and I am excited to continue on with the next series. I am only going to give this I'm going to give this a 3.5 star. It wasn't amazing. I really liked the concept and the storyline. I didn't like some of the writing style. I understand why the author has written it in that way. You know, the FMC that we're following is only 17 years old, and she's been locked in an asylum for almost a year. So I understand why it's been written the way that it has, but it wasn't my favorite writing style, if that makes sense. Like there's a lot of repetitive phrases or words, like, and I'm saying like 3 consecutively, so like I'm trying to think of what it is. Hang on, wait, there was one that I just saw. And like there's a lot of, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it from there, but there's a lot of like where she's like, because obviously it's from her POV, and she's saying something in her head and then it's like crossed out as if she's actually written it, which again, I understand why, because it opens with her writing in a notebook, in a journal, keeping track of like everything that's going on. It just gets a bit annoying to read that, if that makes sense. Like there's a line there, like words, and then a line through it. It says the pocket of the purple dress, the pocket of the purple dress. Like that happens quite a lot, even without it being like crossed out like that. Yeah, see, like that's the same, this cross out bit is the same 3 lines with, and it just, kind of annoying, but that's just a me thing, I suppose. And again, I suppose I get it. It is a young adult dystopian, so I understand it, but it just being a 27-year-old, it's kind of annoying. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 star, and no chili spices, because like I said, this is YA, so there's not even like, when things are getting heated up and they're having a kiss, there's not a lot of, it's not like heat pools in my belly and blah blah blah, like my core, you know, it's very different. So it's very, very YA, but I did enjoy it, and I am excited to continue on with the series as well. Okay, so that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I had so much fun filming this video, and I am excited to continue to do these types of videos, you know, in between on my uni breaks. I have a big break. I think I have almost 2 months off at the end of the year, start of next year. So I'll see if I can squish in a couple in that time. We shall see. But that is it for me today. Like I said, I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed filming this video too. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram. It's juzziereads. I'll put it on the screen for you and in the down box below. If you would like to purchase any annotated books that you know I have annotated, head over to my Etsy shop. That link is also in the description box for you as well. Keep an eye out for my September TBR video. I'm literally about to film that as soon as I'm done filming this. Also my August reading wrap up. We have had a great reading month. We started out with like 2 5-stars straight off the bat. We have also had a couple of duds, but that's fine. Or maybe, yeah, I want to say a couple of duds. And yeah, make sure you like the video, subscribe, comment down below if you have read any of these books, or if you've tried a 24-hour challenge. Even if you don't do social media and you don't film these types of videos or anything like that, I think doing stuff like this is really good for you. It just gives you, 1, an excuse to read, and 2, like a bit of a challenge. So that's what it was for me. I wanted to see how many books I could read if I allotted myself 24 hours to read, and I'm really happy with myself getting 4 books done. So I recommend that people do this even if you don't do social media. Like, why not? It's super fun. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Mwah.